So being in the Himalayas, they say it takes care of the plains of India. How sensitive do you think it is with the waste problem here, and how would it affect the rest of India or even the rest of the world?
We have to see waste in the Himalayan region as a point wherein you have water sourcing being generated, right? There are glaciers here, which actually add to the tributaries, and then it's a river stream that follows throughout the Indian belt, Indian subcontinent, I would say. Now that belt is contaminated right from the beginning.
How far do you think when the wind blows,
Yeah.
that the smoke, the microplastic, even the big pieces would fly?
You can easily take a radius of 10 kilometers. So this is Bomgad, the highest alpine dump yard you can ever visit in the world, I would say. This particular site is basically 2 kilometers in length. Leh municipality has basically stopped any waste to come in, and they have also stopped army to throw any waste here anymore. There are still problems. There are still people who are just freely coming in and dumping their trucks. So this is one dumping site, right? This is the biggest in Ladakh. Now you have multiple dumping sites in every village. So that's the thing that is going on as well, because they don't have the right infrastructure. That's something that was identified. And post that, the idea is to have block-wise collection centers, infrastructure, so that one particular center can cater to a minimum of 10-15 villages. So with that idea, the project Sagra has taken off, and we have about 14 centers as of now. So this is where the manual segregation happens. Basically, a truck will come in, it will unload all the dry recyclable waste here, and then it will be manually segregated by the workforce that we have here. One lady will segregate paper, one lady will segregate plastic bottles, one will segregate multi-layered plastic. So we have that assigning going on so that we have more recyclables coming in. The best process is to actually segregate your waste, make sure that organic waste is being turned into compost, and all the solid, dry, recyclable waste is finding its way to the recyclers and being reused, which ideally should be seen as a resource. So you see, cardboard is one of the major components of the waste that is being collected. The reason being because most of the material that comes to the Himalayan region is packaged in these cardboard cartons. That's why we have more number of cardboard coming in. And this is the wet waste that we segregate. So wet waste is collected right from the source separately. And the announcement that you are hearing is basically they are trying to say people and to educate them that they have to segregate. And it's also an announcement that the vehicle has come. So the shopkeepers themselves just come out with their trash and they put it in the bin.
What is your thoughts with waste and tourism here?
With the inflow of domestic tourists, that's one problem that the India is facing, and that's why we have Swachh Bharat Abhiyan going on all over the India, wherein we are pushing for waste management, and that awareness is going on, but it will take some time. It might take a decade for local Indian domestic tourists and populace to understand that they don't have to litter. Most of the Indian Himalayan states is next to the border, maybe with Pakistan, maybe with China, right? So that is one thing that Indian Himalayan region has to deal with. The local populace is there. Then the added population and the added strain to the local population and the local ecosystem is the Indian Army. And it is said so far that the population of Indian Army compared to the local Ladakhi population is 3 to 4 times. They are trying their ways. They are setting up small plants, small collection units within their army units. eco bricks. So this is compressed cardboard and Tetra Pak, and this is the apparatus. This has to be done manually. So this can be used for insulation in a Ladakhi traditional house or a new house. It can be used between two cement walls, placed for better insulation, as well as it can be used as a fuel. This is shredded plastic. This will be used for road construction. This is what we use against bitumen. This will be melted and used as a binding agent. Already have a 10-kilometer patch built up here in Ladakh. It is a mandate now in Ladakh for these agencies to use plastic instead of bitumen for every kilometer of patch. So every kilometer, the mandate would be 10 to 30% of plastic has to be used for every kilometer. In Himalayan region, I would say the best thing that can work out is incentivizing. Every household should see value in recyclables. They may be plastic bottles, may be other form of plastic, paper, metal, anything. And there is value attached to every material that we use. So materials in itself can be recycled, most of it. Now, we have to onboard big brands onto this as well. So what they can do is they can barcode it. Then they can have a collaboration going on with the UT or the state government, which says that all the material that comes in, anything that comes in, any packaging material that comes in has to be barcoded and put a certain value to it. So we have to change that mindset. We have to have that perspective in place now, wherein we have to say that this is not waste, this is actually a resource, this is actually a raw material for other industries to survive on, to sustain on.